After going through some financial difficulties for many months, we were renting a flat near to a school for our children. I was out of work for a time, and all of a sudden my landlord texted me with the worst news ever. He had given us 1 month notice to vacate because he wanted to stay in the flat. I had 30 days to vacate. We all got really freaked out. Our kids' school was a key factor, and every rental place near to the school was either gone or too expensive, because we were running low on cash. We had still registered with real estate agents and started looking for a rental. Remember, though, that this story is about the purchase of a dream house. I knew if I mentioned the word purchase, my family, especially my partner, would consider me insane. We saw a few places, and so we finalized one rental property. But in my mind, I decided to shamelessly, fearlessly think of a house purchase. No confirmed job, very low cash, no family gifts, with a landlord asking to vacate in 30 days? It didn't matter. I decided to ignore all of that. I decided to keep this manifestation to myself for fear of being labeled crazy, but I still envisioned it all. One day, I got a text alert from a real estate agent for a viewing for a rental property. When we reached the property, I realized my mistake. It said, "For sale." This was one of the properties I clicked while browsing for sale properties, and I'd forgotten to cancel. I took another deep breath, and I decided to still see it. My kid was, desperate to use the bathroom, so we requested if we could, and we climbed the stairs. I looked at the walls, the tiles, the stairs, and later on we saw it had 3 living rooms, 3 bedrooms, huge kitchen rebuilt just 2 years ago, a huge conservatory, 2 bathrooms, a wide garden, and 1 mile away from the school and the train station. It was the last property in a row of houses that gave great privacy from road traffic and noise, and has a beautiful little canal that gave a nice view from upstairs. And long and short of it, I fell in love. We all did. We all fell in love with the house. But then we realized we can't afford it. We couldn't afford it. The banks wouldn't give us a mortgage into my current jobless condition, and we had committed to a great rental property in the last week, which, by the way, would still need a deposit from our dwindling finances. My partner sighed and said, "Well, it's great to have seen this. Let's go home." I felt the kitchen counter in my mind, and I made a coffee. I felt each stair while climbing. I remembered as much detail as I could. I was in a different world in my mind. Then I imagined that my partner would keep his cool when I proposed submitting an offer, which he did. So we submitted an offer, which was $25,000 less than market value. But there was no response. So I decided that this was a great time to practice every technique told to me by Neville Goddard. I felt so strongly that our offer was accepted. In reality, I felt this to be true. Each time I worried, I breathed deep, and I did some of Neville Goddard's techniques, such as SATs, and I also practiced letting go. I remembered the saying in his books, "There is no such thing as a little pregnancy. It is done." I would regularly feel the kitchen counter, make a coffee, feel the stairs, see the home in my mind, and then let go. Those next 10 days were absolute hell, but each moment I tried to be calm, smiling, and focused on my new mental thoughts. It was tough. I was scared, but I wanted to be in that new house. I felt the kitchen counter. I made a coffee. I looked around the home. I saw it all in my mind, and I let go. And here we are. We were in the very last week of the month that we had left in our old apartment. I'd asked the landlord if we could dump our luggage in the garage, and I'd asked a neighbor friend if we could stay in their house. I was at my wit's end, but I kept visualizing, feeling the kitchen counter, the steps, seeing the home, as those things I remembered strongly, and I felt them each in my mind. We were literally living out of 3 of our suitcases with everything else in the garage, which had minor flooding, by the way. And I had, during that time, also gotten a full-time job. And each day, I kept feeling the house. And I would feel the kitchen counter. And I would make a coffee. And I would see the home. And then I would let go. Finally, we got the confirmation. Our offer had been accepted, and we could move in the coming Wednesday. Everything came to a head. We were able to clean out our last property just in time. And on Wednesday at 12 noon, we got the keys to the new house. Since everything was so rushed, the previous owners didn't even have time to do the last cleaning, but I didn't care because we were in our dream house. We were in our dream house. We were in our dream house. And so in our dream house, I felt the kitchen counter. I made a coffee. I felt the stairs. I looked around in my mind. And I let go. Did you enjoy that manifestation success story? Did it inspire you? Well, here are some more manifestation success stories in this playlist on screen right now.